Hello guys!
Hello.
Welcome back, welcome back. How are you all? I hope you've all been well. Yeah, during the holidays in Europe, I think even for a lot of people right now.
How many of you are watching this live stream from a sunny beach or something?
Yeah, that would be nice.
And if you do, please tell us what's wrong with you. No, just kidding. We appreciate everybody watching the obviously, you know, that was completely the wrong thing to say. Sorry.
Yes, we do appreciate you tuning in.
No, but I mean, is everybody having holidays or what? Oh, rainy hillside. Oh well.
Oh. Yeah, it's raining here as well a lot.
Hello
this week
from
is not
Forcelda, MSI distributor in Italy. I hope you're in the part of Italy that's a little bit cooler, not the part that's like turning into a hellscape.
Yeah, a lot of things going on in Italy right now.
Yeah.
Sad stuff.
Also fans from Indonesia. Hey, hello, that's nice. Must be quite late there already, right? Evening? Yeah.
Yeah, welcome everybody.
Yep.
We're streaming on multiple platforms today, just so you know. So if you don't see any questions in the chat and we're still answering them, we're streaming on LinkedIn today, as well as TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, and Facebook. So
yes.
yeah, welcome everybody from every platform. We have most of the chats open, so we try to keep up with the questions. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat, and we will get to them as soon as we see fit. One question already that I saw: what happened to the video last week? Should still be on there or not? No.
No. I don't think. Well, I think we. Yeah. No. It's gone for now.
Ah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So today, professional lineup. A very nice subject, which is Cubi. Cubi N ADL. So Alder Lake. Yeah. Very power efficient model. Actually very impressive, and we'll showcase this. As you can see, we already have some meters ready for you. And we'll be showcasing that later in the stream. We're also running a giveaway again, as usual. Let's see if I get the right angle this time. So if you want to participate in the giveaway on both the YouTube pages, the link should be in the description of the video. If not, please refresh, because I just updated it. Yes. And the other ones can go to msi.com/2/insider, and the stream element bots on Twitch and YouTube will also spam it every couple of minutes. So we will be doing giveaways throughout the entire stream. So if you don't win the first time, please stick around. You still have a chance to win. And the giveaway obviously is Steam wallet codes. So yes. We try to do this every week. So there's also a loyalty bonus on Gleam. So if you're here every week and you want to participate in the giveaway every week, you can. You can even earn a loyalty bonus and get more chance to win. So that's very nice.
That's right.
Yeah. Peter, what is your experience with Cubi? Have you had any experience with mini PCs? Or
yeah, it was when it was first introduced. I remember that we had a marketing campaign, and I'm not sure if it was ever used, but I thought it was pretty clever. Because they made it like you know the drink Cuba Libre. So they went there. There was a marketing campaign that I saw that was Cubi Libre, and I thought that was really funny.
That's clever.
Again, not sure if it ever saw the light of day, but you know it was creative. And but yeah, it's a mini PC. I have some personal experience. I know that's one of the products that I think Eric once took apart and killed in the process.
He did.
It didn't survive, so RIP Cubi. But yeah, I've seen some live streams with it. It's a concept that's been around for quite a while. Really cool in my opinion, especially for very specific uses. But yeah.
Yeah, it's for a specific use case. Especially this model, we have different kind of Cubis as well. They're all mini PCs. They're all very compact. But we have versions that are very power efficient and also versions that are made for a little bit more speed. In this case today we're talking about a very power efficient one. Yep. And yeah, like I said, we'll also be showing you that. Do you guys contact the winners or do you only announce it on stream? We do announce it on stream, but we also email the winners after.
But you have to be watching the live stream, otherwise you don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I'm serious, very serious. No.
But I mean, obviously, it's always nice if somebody wins something that you know we can actually see your reaction in the chat or something. You know, we want to know that you're happy with it. That's always nice.
Yeah, but you do
super ethereal, indeed. You're correct, Sarge. There.
Super cereal.
Ethereal. I'm being super ethereal right now. Yes.
Yes. All right. Yeah, I guess let's get into a little bit of the information first.
Yes.
As you are used to from us, we have some PowerPoint slides prepared to go through a little bit of what we're presenting today. Go ahead, Peter.
Yep.
So yes, Cubi Alder Lake.
That's what ADL stands for.
That's what ADL stands for.
Yeah.
Cubi N is we had a Cubi N before, but on a different platform. This time Alder Lake, which is the refresh, the new one. Yeah, very cool, very small product. As you can see, my English is not great today. It's very compact, only 0.66 liter, and yeah, I will show you later. But it's as big as my hand, so it's really compact. And it's for a lot of user cases, so small workspaces, or you can even use it for just a display in a store. We have some scenarios for you later as well that we will talk about, but also just home entertainment. So it's both good for B2B and B2C, so business to consumer and business to business. So it could be useful for anyone. So let me actually show you.
KL Fighter, can you have TDP? Yes.
Yes.
Later on this live stream, yes. I mean, we literally have like these electricity meters on the desk there. So
yeah,
we're not just going to mention TDP. We're actually going to measure from the socket for you guys.
Yes, sir.
So yeah.
Later on.
Hello, sorry for being late, Kenny. Well, welcome, firstly, and secondly, we're feeling generous today, so you are forgiven. You may continue to watch. We
forgive you.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, the connections. Let me just unpack the Cubi first. If you can go to the close-up cam, I'll show you what it looks like.
Yes.
There you go. This is the box it comes in. Nothing special, just a very convenient box. It's a small product, so it doesn't need much.
Yeah, I was going to say it is. You know, they use what is it, plastic, you know, packaging. So it's also
friendly.
Quite environmentally friendly, yes, as you can see.
So yeah, let's get to the man of the hour, the little Cubi. I will not take the tape off today because we want to keep it nice and clean, but yeah, this is how big it is. You can see my hand. I don't have very big hands, but or a mouse for scale maybe.
Yeah, it's not big enough to use as a mouse pad unless you use superhuman sensitivity. That's yeah.
Could you use it as a mouse maybe? No.
Well,
but yeah,
I don't think it has the sensor for it underneath, but yeah. I also think it has anti-slip feet, which really doesn't help with
No,
mice.
it doesn't really help, does it?
All right.
Yeah, we can show you the bottom as well, actually. There's some stuff included in the box as well, but yeah, first let's talk about the design a little bit. You know, it's very small. There's some air vents, so it has active cooling. It actually has a little fan in it. It doesn't make a lot of noise. It only goes on when it needs to, but yeah, nonetheless very nice. Some ports, but first let me show you what's in the packing besides the Cubi itself. So of course we have a power brick, which is standard. Right.
Here. The specs, Skeet, we'll get to that a little bit later. We're just first going to now looking at the device, and yeah, the specs will be up later.
Oh, we will go through the specs, most definitely.
Yes.
So yeah, a small power brick. I can actually get it out of the packing so you can actually see it. Very small power brick with a power cable, obviously. That we need later. Included also little screws here in a little bag for the VESA mount, and then there's also a little bracket right here.
Alan, you're onto something there, but we want to keep a little bit of tension in the live stream, so you'll have to watch to find out.
So a little bracket. As you can see, it supports two different kind of versions for VESA. So the 75 millimeter and the 100 millimeter. And this is to attach it to any VESA mount, so monitor in the back of your monitor. We have some MSI monitors in our lineup that actually have an extra VESA mount on the back that fit perfectly for this, and you can still use the stand. Or you can just strap it on a TV or something, anywhere where you have a mount. Or you can even stick it if you wanted to. It's very light, so you can just use double-sided tape even if you want to get very creative, then you can. But yeah, that's the benefit of having such a compact and lightweight PC. That's the box. That's actually all that it is. But yeah, what would you expect from a Cubi? You don't need much except for a power supply. So no DisplayPort cables or anything included, but those come with your monitor, so it should not be a problem. Then going over the ports, this is obviously the power port. I don't know if you can see it quite well, I think. Yeah. So that's this power. Then we have 2 times USB 2.0 Type A. We have the LAN ports, which is both 1 gig. So yeah, dual connection. So for that internal network, you can use it, or a dual network if you wanted to. So you can also use it as like a little server, or for your home automation if you want to. Yeah, anything like that. Then there's the display ports, which is DisplayPort 1.4 and HDMI 2.1. Then we turn it a little bit, because on the front we also have a little I/O. And starting with the headphone and microphone jack, 2 USB ports. Again, these are Gen 2 3.2 Type A, and then there's a Type C port as well, and then obviously the little LED for the so to show it's on, and or for your hard drive to show it's working, and then the power button. So design-wise, that's all that you need, basically. So a lot of ports. You might have already noticed that this one also does display. So this is a Type-C connector. So it is also a display out. So you can actually fit 3 monitors at the same time. So 1 through HDMI, 1 through display, and 1 through the Type-C. And they support up to 4K 60 Hertz. So that's quite good. So yeah, if you want to have a display in the store somewhere and you want to have 3 displays included, then you can. So that's very nice. And let me actually unscrew the bottom so you can see a little bit of the inside. Let's see if I missed anything. Nope. Let me do that for you.
So people are asking, is the casing made out of plastic, metal, or a mix of both?
It's the top is plastic, the bottom is metal.
There you go.
Yeah. Where was the screw? Oh, there you go. So yeah, as you can see on the bottom as well, this is for the little bracket, in case you were wondering. So you can put it on the bracket very easily, and you can also easily remove it, so you don't have to like screw the bracket off every time. And it's
wall mounted easily.
You can wall mount it if you want. Yep. Yeah. I have to be very careful because I don't want to beat Eric's record of breaking stuff. So.
Well, just that, and I think maybe for clarity, indeed. Reason you're not taking the tape off, people are kind of freaking out about that.
Oh yeah, are they?
Is indeed to do this live stream, we had to ask for a actual retail sample that we could borrow for the live stream. We had to promise to keep it intact and make sure that, of course, after we put it back together, it will be checked again before it's boxed and stuff to make sure it's as good as new. Yeah. That's the reason, for example, why the tape is not allowed to come off from the sides, because otherwise, obviously, it cannot be sold as new anymore.
Yep.
Anyway.
So yeah, this is as much as you're going to get from getting it open. You can see the RAM module here, which can be upgraded up to 16. It supports. There's an SSD underneath this cooler, which I'm not going to take out because there's really no need for it.
Yep.
But it's an N.2 slot. So yeah, it does support an additional SSD if you want. But what's cool is that you can see here, there's also 4 little screws here. And you can also, I think I showed this, if you want to really see it, I showed this in the previous Cubi live stream that we did, that there is actually room for an additional large SSD if you want to.
2.5
yes,
inch.
Yes, 2.5 inch, yeah. And there's also a cable in the box. Let me grab that 1 second, which I didn't show yet. As you can see here, which I cannot open, but because it's sealed. But I think you can see it. It's here's the connection on the big SSD, and then this just goes on the little port underneath, and that's the way you connect the extra additional SSD. So you can upgrade it quite a bit if you want. Yeah, SSDs come with pretty large memory nowadays, so you know, should be enough to run a little server or something like that. Should be more than plenty for you to upgrade. In this case, we are using a Cubi N100 version. There's 2 versions of it, N100 and N200. More on those processors later. But basically, what this means is we have the 4 GB version here for RAM, and it's DDR4, in case you were wondering. So let me just.
DDR4 is sorry, DDR is single channel in this case. Yes.
Yes, in this case, yes. As you can see.
Yeah.
All right, then I think we're gonna go through a little bit more in the presentation, but I first have to.
What's around the motherboard? A metal shield? Yeah, there's, well, as Ralph said, the casing, yes. The outer casing is kind of, I think the side as well is plastic, right? The
yes,
black part?
This is plastic. So
the
bottom
indeed,
is
for structural support, let's say, there is a metal inner casing, as you can see, that goes around the side, and this is basically to again provide structural strength.
Yep.
So yeah, you could see it. It's like a shield, but it's also part of the design to keep it to give it a bit of rigidity. Maybe also for magnetic shielding. I'm not sure. It could very well be. Yeah.
Alrighty.
But yes. KL Fighter, can you inform on the video card frequency? A bit more details about things like specs will be coming in a few slides. So.
Yes. Let me first close this puppy up.
We don't want to you know,
get ahead of ourselves.
Just randomly throw some specifications out, and then later on some other, and we want to kind of do everything together. 1 M.2 slot, yes, correct. 1 M.2 slot, and the possibility to connect a 2.5 inch hard drive or SSD in this model as well. Tell us about the cooling system. I think that was on the other side, which, you know, unfortunately we cannot show on this sample.
Yeah. So yeah, because we have a sample that still has to be used. Yes. I can't really take out the motherboard because it takes a little prying, and yeah, if you want to get underneath on the other side, the CPU is molded on the PCB. So yeah, there's not much to show anyway, just a couple of chips, and there's just an active little cooler on there, which is a fan.
So it's not fanless, because indeed the question was, is it fanless? No, it is not. It has a very low profile yes. cooling system on there, indeed.
Yeah. And you can see the vents. Air ducts here as well.
Yeah, and on the side.
Around.
Yeah.
So yeah.
At the moment, it's limited, as in, you know, we have to keep the tape on, unfortunately. But it still has vents to intake air at the bottom, yes, and to exhaust, as you can see there above the I/O port. So it should be okay for basic.
If you really would like to see what that looks like,
we don't recommend doing this when running them full time, obviously. But yeah.
No, if you really want to see what it looks like, you can refer to our previous Cubi live streams, where we did show that. So yes. Yeah, feel free to browse for those. Should be on the same channels, so you can get to that there. Alrighty, let's first get back to the presentation then.
Yes, there we go.
So yeah, like we said, easy maintenance, it's easy to upgrade. So it's also very easy to keep clean if you wanted to clean it. But yeah, we just showed you that. There's a 2.5-inch slot for HDD or SSD if you want to. Yeah, like I said, we already showed that in previous stream on how to actually put it in. So yeah, please refer to that one if you want to see it.
Yep.
Then the CPU. Yeah, it's a up to N200 processor. So we have two versions currently running in Europe, which is the N200 and N100. N200 comes with 8 gigs memory from the box, and 4 gigs for the N100 version. Today we're looking at the N100 version, but you can still upgrade it, both of them, up to 16 gigabytes of DDR4. So there is still some wiggle room there, in case you wanted to upgrade. The differences between these two, I hope you can read it because it's a little small. But basically, the M100 CPU has a total of 4 cores and 4 threads. Those 4 cores are the efficiency cores that you might be used to from our more higher-end stuff. Because this SKU is, or this specific model is made to be as efficient as possible, right? So it has a very low TDP, which we will show you in a second. But yeah, it is very, very
already
power
shows
efficient.
there, but yeah.
Yeah. Also, the N200 version has a little bit higher turbo frequency. As you can see on the left side, it's marked in blue. And for the processor graphics, it has a couple of execution units more. Yep. So just a little bit of a faster version, basically, in case you need it. They both support up to 4K 60 Hz resolution, and like I said, 3 monitors for both maximum.
Yes.
Anything that I missed?
No, I mean, again, like you said, it's basically they are the same. The main difference is the N200 has a bit higher frequency and a few more execution units in the graphics.
Yeah. Chip. So one thing to note, this is an overview from Intel's processor. So in this case, our SKU only comes with DDR4. But this information is saying that the platform would also be ready for DDR5 in case you wanted that. But our Cubi, for now, doesn't come with that yet.
Yeah. So Jantek is saying, I need more power, 4 cores is a joke. Well, the question is for what? If you're talking about a gaming PC, then I mean, for sure. But this thing isn't really for gaming, right? Nope. So the question is, for what? As Kimi Räikkönen would say, for what?
For what?
What do you need more power for? It really depends on what you're going to do with it, right?
Yeah.
So, but let us know. I mean, if you have things in mind that you say, no, this isn't enough for my intended use, or the thing that I'm thinking about in the use case for this kind of device, then please let us know.
Yeah. If you do want more power in the same form factor, it's possible.
Yeah, there are Cubis indeed, yes, with i3s, i5s even.
12M. So the Cubi 12M would be a good SKU for you. Yeah, it's a 12th generation processor. So. Those would do a little bit more, but yeah, like Peter already mentioned, this is not a SKU made for gaming or anything like that. No. It is made for stores, for convenience, for receptionists, for efficiency mostly.
Ruthless efficiency.
Yes.
Basically.
But, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll show you why as well. Why that's a user case for people. I mean, you might not be the target audience, but a lot of people might still be looking for something that is
best kind of ruthless.
Very low TDP.
You're damn right.
So some other features that you're used to from MSI, which you already probably know, is MSI Cloud Center, of course. It's a service that we run in case you want to use it. It's very convenient. You can pass along stuff with colleagues or friends with a QR code for easy connections, to make easy connections with MSI Cloud Center. It's very fast. It's very secure. So yeah, it's there if you want to use it. Oh, yeah, and it has TPM 2.0 support, which you might have expected because it has Windows 11 that it's running. So it needs the TPM 2.0 support, but also just the latest security-based hardware there. The VESA mount we already talked about, so 100 millimeters and 200 millimeters. So yeah, both possible. You can also see the scenario with the MSI monitor here that I mentioned before. We have a monitor that has an additional VESA mount on the back. It would be a perfect fit for a receptionist, for example, or anything that you want to display. You can use it for that. And yeah, it would be a good fit. It will turn your monitor into an all-in-one, basically.
Yes.
So a small overview of the spec. Again, small size, 4K support, triple display support, so matrix display is what we call it. A dual LAN, which is good for servers and other applications. MSI Cloud Center, TPM 2.0, MSI Center as well. So the software you're used to from MSI Center is, for example, the picture finding. So the smart image finder, or so giving processes smart priority. If you need a little bit more processing power for stuff, then you can give them priority, or network priority. Yeah, it's all baked into the MSI Center software. So this comes also standard with this product usually.
Skeets is asking the MSRP. We're getting there. We're getting there.
We're getting there. Yeah. Almost.
We have to build up toward it. Right?
So yeah, the big question you guys were already asking, for what?
Well, some indeed were like, hey, you know.
Yeah. So
what is this thing made for?
It's aimed for both industry or consumer, but in case of industry, you can use it for retail. We have some good examples here. Hospitality, like I already mentioned, maybe for a receptionist or just a check-in desk. Transportation, to do the overhead signs where you need a lot of information processed on.
All the lovely signs telling you why you're not getting there on time.
Yeah, enterprise. So basically, enterprise and education. That means office work. Yep. You know, you can have like 100 of these in your office. If you have a very efficient Cubi in your office space, and you have like 100 of them running at the same time, or maybe even 40, then you want it to be power efficient as possible, right? Because you don't want to spend too much money on electricity if you don't have to.
Just doing some quick calculation, like 100 of those are basically would run running in idle. You have about the same power usage as a really high-end gaming PC, I guess.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that.
We'll
show you that in a second. And yeah, factory, well, it's basically the same. But
factories are automated a lot these days,
yes.
Indeed, so you need stuff to power it, so yeah.
Yeah, those are some of the industry cases. Yeah, maybe you have your own small company. Maybe you have like a place that sells fries, for example, or like a McDonald's. You know, for the overhead signing, you can also use it, or as a cash register or something like that. If you have a clothing store, you can use it for the display into your clothing store. Yeah, so there's multiple applications. I think we use them in our office as well. We have meeting rooms with TVs in our office that are connected to that you can connect to other notebooks and stuff. I think that's what we use them for as well, to push data onto the screen and stuff through the network. So yeah, there's a lot of use cases for it. But also, if you're a consumer, you can run it as a little server. You can use it for home automation. Yeah, there's a lot of different use cases.
Media PC. A lot of people, you know, if you,
Media
I mean,
PC,
a lot of TVs these days have either, you know, Google TV or something, you know, or Chromecast or whatever.
Or Plex, maybe.
Yeah,
Plex server.
But I mean, these kind of PCs, they're a bit more powerful than, you know, the Chromecast or even a lot of NAS devices, you know, the network storage devices.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are a bit more capable when it comes to, for example, media, media playing or that kind of stuff. But even as a server, right, and you want to maybe add, run a couple of things alongside each other.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you've already mentioned it, you know, home automation, I mean, home assistant, that kind of stuff. That doesn't take, I mean, actually this thing would be a bit overkill for just home assistant, for example. But then you could run other things alongside it even, right? So you could basically run multiple things in one device.
I know, for example, one of our colleagues uses it for both home automation, but also as a little server to read out his electricity use, his gas usage in his house, and he can from a distance he can, you know, correct some things or put some other settings in if he wants to. So
that's basically
also,
Home Assistant.
yeah, it's basically Home
Yeah.
Assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an abbreviation for it.
Skeets, we still want to see gaming. It is a gaming channel after all. Challenge accepted.
That would be a cool challenge.
But you can always run like old games on it, or really easygoing games, Among Us, whatever. Those kind of games. Sure, that will run, no problem.
Yeah.
But don't think you're going to be playing, I don't know, the latest AAA games on it.
Yeah, no Fortnite.
It's not a AAA game, but yeah.
Well, you don't think Fortnite's AAA? Oh, Call of Duty then maybe.
I mean, it's popular. AAA doesn't mean popular, right? It's not the same thing.
That's true. Yeah.
AAA is production value. Anyway, yeah, Remnant 2. Yeah, you can try it, but probably it just won't run.
Yeah. Run Last of Us on it for science. Yeah, I think that would be.
No.
Yeah.
No thanks.
No thanks.
But indeed, I mean, you could, maybe even an old emulator or something. There's all kinds of fun stuff you can do with a thing like this.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077. I mean, yeah, if you use it as a background, sure.
If you want to use it as a slideshow
Who knows?
wallpaper, yes, why not?
That's fine.
It's very cool. Yeah, so let's get through the PowerPoint real quick, and then we're done with that. So if you wanna visit more use cases, or you wanna just you think I just want one because.
Yeah, that's actually somebody. I saw somebody saying, I have no use for this, but I need it.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Well, if you want to find a use for it, go to this link, and you can find more uses for it. But yeah, you can also find out there if it's compatible or not with what you want to do, kind of. But yeah, there's a lot of scenarios for it.
Okay, so Edwin is asking, how can you control this PC from a distance? It can be, I mean, pretty much all Windows-based PCs, and this is also running Windows. You can basically do remote access, right? It's been a feature in Windows for a very long time, so. I'm not sure, I mean, if you want to use it in a hospital, depends. If it's like used by the hospital itself, you'll need, a bit more security perhaps. Like you want it to be 100% secure, especially if it's really important stuff running on it. But if you basically have to spend time in a hospital because, well, you have to, unfortunately, and you're stuck there and just want to take a small PC there that you can do stuff on, then, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, just a little media PC or something. Yeah, watch movies on it.
Yeah. They probably won't even notice the power usage. Oh, spoiler.
Right, so lastly, the overview of the specifications once more. Like we already mentioned, there's two different SKUs in Europe at the moment, and the N200 and the N100, so one's a little bit faster than the other, available in Windows Home and Pro. The chipset is Intel, obviously, with Intel graphics, and DDR4, up to 16 gigabytes, sorry. There's M.2 SSD and room for a HD 2.5 inch. The wireless is also here. It says 2 versions. Currently in Europe we're only running the AC9462, so the higher version. I'm not sure for it. It might differ per region, because I'm not sure about the other regions or the US or something like that. But mostly it will be this SKU, and then. The I/O we already went over, VESA mount we went over. Just to clarify here, the power on the bottom, 65 watts, is just the brick, the power brick that can go up to 65 watts. So that's not what it's actually gonna run at, but we'll show you that in a second. Actually, we'll show you that right now.
By the way,
this message from our sponsor. No, we don't have a sponsor.
Right after the okay, Linus, settle down.
Yeah, we do have a giveaway though.
Just to be clear, by the way, because I mean we see the wireless there. Not everybody knows the exact specification just by seeing the product or the wireless chip type, right? So this is Wi-Fi 5. Just to be clear, so this is Wi-Fi AC. Well, it says wireless AC, so it's AC. But anyway, so this is Wi-Fi 5. But I mean, that's for these devices in their intended use, even streaming, that should be plenty.
Yeah. Not to confuse with the LAN chip, because that's a different chip.
Yeah. Yes. Correct. Intel UHD version. I mean, we showed that, I believe, right?
Yes. What? Sorry.
Intel UHD graphics. I mean.
Yes. UHD graphics. Yes.
Yeah, but he's asking for the version. I mean, it depends. The number of cores differs. So the N100 has, from the top of my head, was it 24? And the other one, yeah, 24.
Yes.
And the N200 had 32 graphics cores.
Here you go, is the overview.
Execution units.
Yeah. So both UHD graphics, and then the N200 has 32 execution units, and the 24 for N100. Yes, sir. You are correct.
And for that, well, I don't know, maybe. But anyway, so yeah, you could. I'm not sure if you already mentioned, but the specs there mentioned a 65 watt power supply.
Yes, already mentioned
the power brick. Yeah. Well, as you will see, that is just to have some margin.
A little bit of margin.
Yes.
But, yeah, it will be nice margin.
Well, again, I mean, you have to remember, right? The PC itself uses power, so there's a CPU, the RAM, and a couple of other components that use a little bit. Typically, the CPU will use the most amount of power, but you have to also account for. I mean, it has quite an extensive I/O for such a small device, including a lot of USB ports, and USB ports also need some measure of power. I'm not sure. Somebody asked before if it's power delivery compatible. I'm not sure about that. But of course, I mean, there are power delivery standards included there because it has to power, a keyboard which has LEDs or whatever. So there is a certain amount. So it really also depends on what you're going to connect to the device. So if it runs on its own, it's not going to use much power. Yeah. But the more things you connect, especially if they require power, obviously that's going to increase the amount of power usage. So that's why it might, especially once you see later on the stream, 65 watts might seem a bit extreme for this system. But again, you have to keep in mind that scalability of, connecting all sorts of things to the device that might also require power. So we have to account for that.
Correct.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's do a giveaway, because
yes,
we forgot about those for a while.
Well, we didn't forget.
But
I think it's a good time indeed.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you haven't already, you can find the giveaway link in the chat, at least on YouTube and on Twitch. The other platforms that we're streaming on don't really like us sharing URLs or links, hyperlinks in the chat. So that's why if you want to see that link, you'll have to go to our YouTube or Twitch preferably.
Yes.
Or at least open that as well. Every 5 minutes, our chatbot will post that link. So it should be quite regularly posted there, easy to find. There you can basically participate, and the more actions you perform there, the more points you will get, which will help your chances of winning. And while I'm talking, I am also going into our Gleam platform, which is the platform where we do the giveaway, and then basically just draw some random winners.
Ooh, exciting.
Let me see. Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah, it changed a little bit.
Changed a little bit, but also it was zoomed in, so I actually couldn't see the button that would allow me to pick winners, or to draw winners, not pick. I'm not doing the picking. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, maybe do two, because I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that. Right. Let's draw our first two winners and see what happens. All right. Okay. Oh, that's nice. I didn't mention it, but if you have loyalty points, please do use them. Our next two winners actually got the prizes because of entering loyalty points or claiming them. So congratulations to Anton K. Firstly. Congratulations, you win a Steam wallet code. And the other winner is called Darooks. Congratulations. Darooks. Yes, so we'll send the codes out to you as soon as possible after the live stream, of course. If you haven't, if you're not one of the two lucky winners, which there's a huge chance you are because there's only two of you, don't be afraid. We're going to give away a bit more codes later on in the live stream, so you still have plenty of chance to win.
Most definitely.
Yes.
All right.
Was it in Eric mode? I'm intrigued. What do you mean? you have my attention.
It was zoomed in. It was in Eric mode.
What is Eric mode? Please.
Gleam was zoomed in.
Oh, is it? Is that? Oh, is that
That's Eric mode.
Oh, yeah. Could be.
Yeah. Pretty much.
All right. Well, that's mean. Are you implying his eyes are going bad, or? I'm the one wearing glasses, right?
That's a very good point. Eric, Eric doesn't wear glasses.
No. Okay.
Yep.
Is it still? Oh God, these questions. Is it still retweeting? Like the technical term, is it still retweeting if the contest is if Twitter is now called X? I don't know, re-Xing? I don't. We're gonna have to make up some new words there, right? I mean, this is the thing, right? That I like Elon in that way. He's gonna change the meta. He's like, oh, you know, this Twitter thing is too easy. Let's throw
send
some
a message
balls
to your ex.
Yeah, let's see how people, you know, let's give them a challenge, right? Let's see how they deal with changing that to X, because it's really, you know, how do you make a verb out of X? Well, Xing, I don't know. You Xing again? I don't know.
Exercise.
Would you stop Xing, please? Yeah. Exercise. Yeah, that's. I don't know. Anyway, so there you go.
Creative guys. We have some creative viewers.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like it. Keep them
Love
coming, guys. Keep them videos on X. No, I mean
No,
that joke has been, you know.
Let's keep it PG-13.
Dude, I'm a dad, and I would classify that definitely as dad humor. But even I'm rolling my eyes at that one because I've seen it so many times now already. Like. Anyway.
Oh, we have some French viewers. I see. Oh, bonjour. Bonjour.
Crossing the X. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we have you've already saw it probably. We have a bench case here. So basically, the most used scenario that we see for QB or servers in general is that usually people use their old gaming hardware, and you know that they don't use anymore. They buy a new PC, and they're left over with a bunch of stuff that still has some value, but they don't want to sell it. So they or they can't sell it.
Just forget.
They just forget.
Or they think, well, I'll get some use out of it.
Yes. So basically, what they do is they make a server out of it. So we kind of did that. We've arranged a bunch of old hardware that has a benchmark score very similar to our current QB, which I will show you in a second.
It's a rig that has a lot of emotional value for me.
Yeah. So it's that's true. So
I got a little bit misty-eyed when I saw it.
So we're running a 6400 CPU from Intel with a old graphics card that you would use in an old gaming PC.
Wait, 6400, was that an i5?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
With an M2 or M7 actually, a motherboard. It's all I can find, but it's old stuff, very old stuff. I think we found something older, but it was actually not even working anymore. That's how old it was. So, yeah, we have some cases at FAE, and the old stuff. Sometimes we use them for frisbees in gaming events and stuff. No, just kidding.
They have like you know those archives people have, like you know, archives of, I don't know, tax records or whatever.
Yeah, like taxes or something.
The
like
really cool thing is, and I wish you could see this in our FAE office, and Ruud and Peter have done a really awesome job at this. They have like this literal archive of these huge boxes, let's say, where you can just like thumb through old motherboards or you know, components. Yeah. Like literally, like you're going back in time.
It's like a museum. It's pretty cool.
It's really cool. Yeah. I mean, not all of them obviously are in working order anymore, but yeah, it is really cool. Just, you know, for reference sometimes, or just looking at, okay, yeah, how was the like, you know, what were the trends back then and the specs, and I don't know.
Yep.
It is really cool.
Definitely.
But these still work, and this is a was it Z170?
Z170 M7 motherboard. In
there
this
you go.
case.
Yeah. And the graphics card. I mean, you're looking at the back of it, which it doesn't have a backplate, but I think actually this generation did. Is it a 1060?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That one was some of them did, some of them didn't. I think the initial ones didn't have a backplate. The other ones did. But it is a gaming card. I know that.
Yeah. So.
And it's a red and black one.
Yes. Yes.
It's one of the OGs, guys.
It's one of the OGs.
It is. Yeah.
Most definitely. No, it's.
You're gonna have to turn it around to show people now because they don't believe it.
You want to?
If you can, by the way.
Oh yes. Yeah, I can definitely. There you go.
Oh yes.
That's not the graphics card, by the way.
Is that a rec Tubi? That sounds so bad.
Look at that. That's
there
a
you
beauty.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah, we stepped away from the red at some point, huh?
Well, I mean, everybody was doing the red and black. It was becoming a bit, you know, like too much in your face, I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, to get back to our story, basically this would be a user scenario that people might have. It's an old gaming PC. Just put it in as a server, and you put a bunch of movies on it or something, and use it for that. And
I see some people. Sorry to interrupt you there, but I see some people asking for things like information about, how does this processor compare? As in, for example, how many cores and threads does it have? It has 4 cores and 4 threads. So basically the same as what's in the Cubi.
Yeah, and the same, almost the same max turbo frequency. The N100 has 0.10 gigahertz higher.
Yeah.
In
But
this
a
case,
little bit higher TDP. just a smidge.
Yeah, but it's like I said, it's the most comparable that we could find from like old hardware that you would use to build like an old PC. And
a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people, like when I also went into the things like Home Assistant and stuff, home server stuff, and I mean, obviously people say, you can buy something for it and run it on like a PC like the Cubi. Exactly, it's a really good example because it's efficient, and servers by and large don't need to be that hugely powerful. But a lot of people do say, okay, if you're gonna mess around with it just to give it a try, obviously, this is actually the most advised and most used, I guess, example. People just say, well, I have this hardware anyway, so before I commit to buying something specifically for something, and I just want to mess around with it first to see if it's something I find useful or I would enjoy, it's perfectly fine to use old hardware to try it out. But there's a better thing to be said for if you do decide that it's something that you want to keep using or you're interested in. This is going to be a really good demonstration of why it is, in the end, then worth it to maybe invest in something a bit more power efficient for the long run. Anyway,
this is pretty much the whole point of a Cubi as well. I mean, especially for both business to business and B2C. It's made to be power efficient, and there's good reason for it, and we'll show you why. Actually, maybe that's a good cue to zoom into the power meter area. Yes. Oh, you can already see it.
Yes.
Where's the others? Did you have the other screen on the side?
Oh, the capture.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not sure if you wanted to go.
Oh no,
but
maybe
there we
not.
go.
Yeah, I thought you already set it up.
Side by side. Yeah, I did. But I thought maybe, I mean, the other view was more for like unboxing and.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah.
So yeah, like you can see, it's idling now, so it's not doing anything because I have the Windows screen here. Hello. My mouse is.
Oh. Yeah.
Hello, mouse.
Did I pull it out? Something was moving there for a second. But
I think I pulled the USB out or something.
Yeah. That's. Yeah. I was going to mention get a power meter.
Yeah, we're also running it through like 50 hubs here to make sure it fits in the studio and that the cables are long enough. So it's giving some issues now.
Oh. Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Come on, man. Or am I just...
I saw it a moment ago.
Yeah.
Is it maybe too fast? What did you set the sensitivity to?
No, it should be working.
Maybe right click somewhere. See where the menu pops up.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
And it's gone.
Oh, wonder what's going on there.
Yeah, it might be the mouse or something. Is the keyboard still working? No.
Okay. Oh, finally.
Oh,
we get the, what did you do?
It's going out now.
All right, well, power usage went down. There we go.
Let's reboot that, shall we? Let's revisit that.
I was going to say, maybe we could finally whip out this one now.
Oh yeah, that'd be a good one for it. Well, we'll always see. We've tested this beforehand, by the way. We're not stupid, but yeah, when you go live.
We're not stupid. We're just unlucky.
We're just unlucky. Always the same.
And we're not exempt from Murphy's Law. I think this live stream can be added to the wiki of Murphy's Law, to be honest, because there's so much that goes different than according to plan. So it reminds me of Bill Gates. Yeah, Windows 98.
Yeah.
Blue screen. I mean, what a foreshadowing that was. Jesus. All
I
right.
don't know what happened here, but I think I pressed the CMOS button by accident.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Let me just.
That might be bad.
No, that's fine. Should be fine.
Nice that you have the thing. Honestly, well, that's the thing, right? We actually had somebody handcraft, design that technical difficulty screen, and we actually thought it would come in useful, but it almost never did. And the times that, because we were thinking like, oh, okay, so what if something happens to the connection? We could put that on. No, because if something happens to the connection, the stream is dead. You don't have time to put it on. Anyway, so just because we have it, we thought, let's see if we can actually get some use out of it. On screen is the Cubi N200. Actually, it's the Cubi N100 that we have, but it's the capture that we're trying to get going now again is actually from the bench rig that Ralph was showing before. So it's like, we're kind of simulating the setting. What if you take your old gaming PC, I mean, you bought a new one and the old one's just standing there, and you decide, all right, you know what? That thing still runs great, and especially if you reinstall it, it runs good as new. Let's just use it as a home server, because I mean, right? You've got the hardware anyway. That's kind of the setting we're trying to show you.
Yeah, it's not booting anymore. That's a problem.
Uh-oh.
Maybe we first do the Cubi then, and let this run for a little bit. There we go. Power back on, see if everything's connected. Did I unplug anything?
You want me to come and take a look, or? I mean, so the graphics card is spinning, so that's connected, it's getting power.
Oh, yes, we got it.
Hey.
It's back.
See, me threatening to come over and have a look did the trick. Honestly, sometimes just threatening the PC with, actually taking a look and spending time on it, it can be enough.
It's still booting though. It's not there yet. We're not in Windows yet.
I'm not there yet either, right? Don't make me come over there.
Don't make me come over.
Don't make me come over there and take a look.
Yeah, it is still a test bench, so
Yeah.
the VGA is basically loose in there. It's not like screwed into anything. So if I move one thing
That shouldn't matter.
wrongly,
I mean, we do
then
that all the time.
I might disconnect it. Anyway, we're back. You should be able to see the windows now.
Oh, yeah, let me see. Hey, yes.
There you go.
All
it's
right.
working.
Okay.
So it's idling now.
Wait,
and-
here's a question. So
Yes.
that's an old PC, right? That's a ZAS170
Yes.
motherboard and an Intel i5. What was it? 6400.
6400. Yes.
How is Windows 11 running on that?
Because you can.
Okay, let's move on. Not officially supported, but hey, hacker man, right?
Hacker man.
Anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter for the TDP though. But yeah, as you can see, the power idle is about 57, I would say.
I mean, it will settle down a bit,
56.
I guess, after a while.
Jumps up to 58 sometimes.
Hey,
Oh.
oh. Did you touch the mouse?
No. So yeah, sometimes it has to process something. So it jumps up.
Obviously, yeah, there's stuff running in the background. So.
Yeah.
But on average, it's around 60 maybe.
Yeah.
There you go.
So this kind of displays our first scenario a little bit.
On screen? No,
on
it's not
screen, no.
QBKL Fighter.
No,
It's,
currently
this
we have
is-
a normal old gaming PC.
There you go. This
Yes.
thing.
Which is basically something that you would normally build into a server if you don't use it anymore. If you upgrade your own gaming PC, you have some old hardware, you put it together, a couple of years old. This is what you would use normally for a server or something like that.
It's just an example.
Yeah, so an
And
example.
we tried, I mean, the reason also why we chose this rig specifically is because in terms of, performance with the Cubi, this is similar. It's older. This is like, how old is this? Was it 2018, 2019?
Oh.
No. 2018.
Something
maybe.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite a bit older, but it has the same core count. So in some levels at least, it's somewhat comparable in terms of the level of performance that you get.
Yes, we also ran a benchmark on it on Cinebench.
Yes.
And the Cinebench, which we'll do in a second as well actually, but we first want to show it idle. So in Cinebench, the Cubi did around, Cinebench R15 that is, it did around 369 score, and this one did a little over 400. So it's the closest we could get to the Cubi in terms of hardware. So it's a little bit faster still than the Cubi.
There you go, the i5, the processor actually from 2016, so it's even older than that.
Older even than
yeah, you might be right actually. Oh, I'm way off.
1050, yeah, we've had some series
I
in
think
between.
it's more that time frame. You're right. Yeah.
10 series is also quite old.
Yeah, I got the numbers mixed up. Yeah, you're right.
You mixed up the 6 with the 9.
No, it's more like I had something in mind, but it wasn't correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like this generation of product was pretty much like the first generation I fully was a part of, let's say, like preparing and launching and stuff. So this was my first generation of working at MSI. Prior to that, the 900 series was already, out launching and stuff like that. So
it's 7 years old.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So it's quite old for a PC, actually.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you look at it idle, and if you can go to my desktop, and I will just do like a quick calculation, because a lot of people don't really have a good picture when it comes to wattage.
Yeah.
So allow me to elaborate.
Can I make a joke about that?
Yes.
When it comes to wattage, they're usually like, so what?
So what? Yes, that joke. Anyway, so let's say idle, right? We said what, 57?
I said 70, but I mean, take whatever. Yeah.
It was about 57.
It goes up and down a bit, so try to estimate an average.
Yeah.
Lol what?
Lol what?
Yeah.
You what, mate?
That's also a good one.
So yeah, 57. If you want to calculate cost on a yearly basis, for example, you would have times 24, obviously.
You did times 25.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry about that.
57 times 24 times 365 days in a year. And then we have to make it into kilowatts, so we divide it by 1000 times the cost of electricity per kilowatt hour. So
should be able to get that data from your your energy provider, basically.
Yeah. So let's say let's take an average of like 40 cents or something.
That's pretty much what it is here in the Netherlands. I'm not sure if that's. I think that's pretty high compared to most
Depends on your
countries.
contract, but yeah. So that's in electricity use to run this idle 24/7.
It's about 200.
About 200.
Insert
euros.
local currency.
Yeah. Yeah, insert currency. Yeah.
I mean, it can be anything, right? We're just using the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So surprise, surprise. The price for a Cubi N100 MSRP, including 21% VAT, at the moment.
Are you ready for this?
You ready? Do I remember it correctly? $299. Sorry.
Whoa,
Yeah.
What an anticlimax there.
Sure. But it's $299.
All right.
So, already 200 euros, so 1/3 saved in a year.
No. Oh, don't talk about saved yet.
Ah, yeah, sorry. We still need to measure the Cubi power.
Exactly.
Well.
Yeah. And this is idle, right? So this is the PC doing nothing. Now, as I mentioned, running like something like Home Assistant, right? Your PC will mostly be idling. It doesn't take that much power. But if you also want to use it for other things, like, I don't know, maybe running your security cam footage and processing that. Maybe you're running some kind of your media server, your Plex, whatever. It will all add up, stack up a bit, so that would increase. So this is just a baseline. This is like a bare minimum, because also the installation you have on this PC right now, it's quite basic, right? I mean, if you, there's nothing really running in the background. There's no processes other than kind of like what almost a clean installation of Windows would have. So yeah.
Yeah, that's as clean as it gets. I mean, there's nothing running here.
No. Yeah.
So let's run the same benchmark as we would do on the Cubi after, because we don't have too much time, so we have to run Cinebench R15, unfortunately, a little bit older version, but it doesn't really matter.
We're not talking about an i9 here,
No.
right?
So yeah, let's run that and see what it does with the power usage. So let's run multi-core.
So also just to be sure, yes, you guys are right. Some people have mentioned already, well, you're using a dedicated graphics card on there. That makes a difference. Yes.
Yes.
But that's also why we're using Cinebench and not a graphics card benchmark. So Cinebench only uses the CPU cores. Yes, the graphics card will use some power, but it's basically in an idle state as well.
Yes.
So doesn't add that much.
So it jumps up to 95, 96. And this is, yeah, CPU usage on top only.
Yeah, yes. So let's say 96 indeed. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good average.
96, right?
Yep.
That's multi-core.
Yep.
All right, so let's calculate that, shall we? 96, right? Times 24 times 365 divided by 1000 times 40 cents.
Yes. Oh.
Oh! So that's a lot more, as you can see.
Yeah. Now we're up to 336.
Yeah.
Insert local currency.
Insert local currency. So 336 euros, dollars, whatever.
Euro dollar thingies.
Yeah. So that's quite a lot more. And like we said before, yes, there's a video card involved, but if you would transfer your old gaming PC into a server or something like that, you would still need display, or you know.
That's probably what you have. So that's kind of we try to represent this like a setting that you would typically have, indeed.
Yeah. If you have another integrated graphics lying around, yeah, it might be a little less, but still, you know, you get the gist. It's a lot higher. It will not differ that much with just the video card disabled. I mean,
well, it can you know, be around 10-15 watts.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's not that much.
Indeed,
I mean,
Antikythera is.
If you compare it to what the Cubi is going to do in a second, then it's not that much. So let's have a look at that, shall we? Let's start swapping everything around.
Yep. Go ahead.
And then maybe Peter, in the meanwhile, can do another giveaway or something like that.
All right. Well, if you insist. All right. So yeah, if you haven't already, you can find our Gleam giveaway link. Hey, you're blocking me.
Oh, sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You
I'll
got
do
a
it like
job.
this.
You got a job to do. Yeah, you can find our giveaway link in the chat on either YouTube or Twitch. The other channels that we're streaming on don't like us sharing the links, so there you can find them. Every 5 minutes our chatbot will share that link, so it should be quite easy to find. There you only have to perform a couple of actions. The more actions you perform, the more points you get, basically, and the points basically equal your chance of winning. If you're a regular viewer, you can also add your bonus points, your loyalty bonus points. You can do that every single live stream. They don't, you know, they don't expire, let's say. So don't be afraid to throw them in there. It will enhance your chances of winning. And let's see. Let's full screen this. Here we go, winners. All right, let's draw some winners. I will do 2 again. And draw. So let's see who the 2 lucky persons are this time. You're right. Yep. Okay. Yep. There you have 2 new winners. One is called Fat Docs 8. Didn't know there were 8 of you, but congratulations to the 8th one. And the other one is called Celine. Also, congratulations to both of you. We will send the Steam wallet codes to you as soon as possible after the live stream. If you haven't won yet, there are more codes to be given away later on this live stream. So yeah, stick around, make sure you participate, and you still have a chance of winning, obviously.
Very nice.
Yes. Right.
It's like you practiced.
How are things going?
Last port.
Hey.
There you go.
Okay.
It's firing up.
Nice. So just to be clear, you basically disconnected everything from the rig right in front of me.
So I'm
and connected
using the exact same
devices.
cables.
Yeah.
Exact same monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not, if you would connect, because also it's important to note both the keyboard and the mouse that you're using have RGB.
Oh yeah.
And RGB is, takes power, so that will add on to the power usage of whatever it's connected to, obviously.
Yeah.
Also, the monitor is the exact same monitor, so again, it's like for like, right?
Yes.
The exact same things connected to it through
same power meter,
peripherals. Yeah.
Everything.
Yes.
Because we have 2 power meters, but I'm using the same, so we
no trickery.
No trickery.
Exactly.
No random stuff. Right. So it's booted.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you can switch to the.
Here we go.
There you go.
Yes.
And still booting, still loading a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I give it some time. I mean, these things always...
It will actually go down. Or should. Also, just FYI, we're running dual display right now.
Yep.
Like we did on the other SKU, because we're also capturing one of the displays, obviously.
Yeah, so it's one of the displays outs is going to the monitor that's in front of Ralph, and the other one is going to the PC that's underneath my desk, which is doing the capturing, and that's what you're seeing.
Let me duplicate them.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. Oh, it's loading all sorts of stuff. Cancel.
Yeah. Well, so as we said, it's still kind of in the process of booting, and
yeah. Well, you can see it already going down.
Look.
So as you can see, that's quite a lot of difference. It's actually quite impressive. I think if you would run this without display, which we can maybe show in a second, it would be even lower.
Yeah, you can. Oh, you mean without any display?
If you just want to run it as a server and you don't need display, and you pull it out, it will be even lower.
Display actually makes quite a bit of difference in the power usage. Yeah.
Yeah. You want me to show that first, or maybe later?
No, I mean it's. I'm not sure. You can do that. I mean, you could already. What if you unplug just one, like the one that you're looking at, for example?
We'll do that. There you go. That should make a difference, I think.
So now it's only connected to the capture device. So that's one display output less.
Yeah. So it's now more consistent as well on 10, 11.
Yeah. So it's dropping a little bit.
And I think if I would disconnect the capture as well.
Try it.
Yeah, should I try it?
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, the signal will drop on the top right, but at least the power meter is still going. So there you go. Now it goes below 10.
9.1, 8.8. That's actually very impressive.
Yeah.
I was very impressed by this, actually. I don't think I've seen it that low.
And it's still, I mean, remember, right? There's still peripherals connected.
Yes. Everything else.
You know what?
Connected.
Can you pull the USB out just for science?
The USB? Yeah, sure.
Like so the peripherals, just so people can actually see that. Yes, that does make a difference.
It does, definitely. It dropped to 4.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
3, 2,
3.2. Yeah, 3 to 1 off.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
but
Year.
I mean, just
Merry
to kind of, that's to prove my point, like the connecting peripherals, when it comes to wattages, of course, if you're running a PC that's using, I don't know, hundreds of watts anyway, because you've got a 4090 in there, it's not going to make much of a difference. But if you're doing a very power efficient PC like this one, that's actually percentage-wise, it makes quite a big difference.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah,
so let's connect everything again.
Yep.
And let's compare it to what we did. Yeah, what we did first. We proved the point that it's very low TDP.
Yes, by itself.
By itself. So if you want to run it without display and you can disconnect the peripherals, hey, 3 watts, nice.
Yep.
So let's say idle right now. What would it be? 11, 12? Let's say 12, right? I think.
Yeah, well, it spikes up every now and again. So yeah, maybe 11 and a half, 12. Let's say 12. 12? Yeah, let's go for 12.
I can even go for 13 if you want. Going once, going twice.
I was going to say, we're not at an auction, but fine.
So yeah, 12 times 24 hours.
I mean, obviously now it's going to spike up because now Ralph is doing stuff, and
Yes.
you know, calculators take a lot of power.
Take a lot. Yeah. Divided by 1,000 to make a kilowatt times 40 cents. Oh.
No, 0.4. Not times 4. That's not gonna.
So that's 42 in idle.
There you go.
42.
And last one was just shy of 200, I believe, right?
No,
it was 199.
Over 200, right?
No, it was 199.
Oh, it's now 199. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's idle. So that's the difference, guys. That's like 1/4.
it's like 25, less than 25%.
Yeah.
And so effectively, that means in idle, you're basically, I mean, the price you said was 299.
Yes.
Right, so you're saving about 150, a bit more actually, compared to the other PC, just on power in this case, in this scenario.
Yeah.
So that would mean in this scenario, and again, this depends on the energy costs in your country, of course, the power costs. But you would pretty much earn back that Cubi completely within 2 years of running it. That's how fast it would be.
And that's why we wanted to show you this. I mean, that's a big deal, right? Especially with the prices going up nowadays.
Yeah.
I think
well,
that's
again,
a very big
it really
deal.
depends in your on your country as well, because
Yeah. Do they make pre-builds? As in
Sorry? Oh.
Cubis? Yes, they do.
These are
pre-built.
Most of these, I'm not even sure if we have anything other than pre-built
Yeah,
of
we
these.
do.
Do we have bare
There's bare
bones?
bones? Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So there's bare bones as well. I'm not sure if it's actually for Alder Lake version yet. Yeah, there is actually. There's bare bones, and they come without RAM and without SSD.
Yeah, storage indeed.
Yeah.
And so
So
also
just
without
the CPU
operating
and the
system, so you'll
motherboard.
have to do that yourself.
Yeah. So you
But
can
it
choose your own.
depends per region, because it's not like we have all models available in all countries, right? So it really
No.
depends per region. The local product managers, let's say, they will make a selection of what they think will there's most need or most demand in the market, of course. So that they will kind of stock up on, and that's what you'll find in the shops.
Yeah. So you can also configure your own stuff if you're into upgrading and building and stuff, and you want to just screw it open and put your
But
own
also
SSDs
there,
in.
you have to kind of remember, adding an SSD, for example, a 2.5 inch there, it will probably increase the power usage by a little bit, because these also need to be powered. If you have, for example, an old laptop, like those also had like the spinning 2.5 inch drives, those will use even a bit more power than SSDs. So if power efficiency is your goal, then having the least amount of components inside and using, for example, SSDs, the most efficient versions of them, would be a priority for you.
Yep. Actually, interesting fact. I'm going to run a benchmark right now in the background, and we're benchmarking multi-core performance right now. But actually, for this 6400 i5, the single core performance was worse. It had a lower bench score than, in this case, the N100.
I'm not surprised, because it's a 2016 vintage CPU architecture, let's say.
Yeah.
Versus, I mean, this came out in what, beginning of this year? I mean, Alder Lake came out earlier, obviously, but I believe these specific CPUs have not been around that long.
Hey, but look at this, 20.
Yeah.
Under load.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
That is impressive, indeed.
With everything connected, guys, so I didn't pull anything out.
So indeed, 2 display outputs, a keyboard and mouse with RGB.
Internet.
Yeah, network indeed. So the LAN chip is active. At least I'm assuming you've got the wired internet, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, you could also do wireless, because this thing also has wireless chip, obviously.
No, it's wired right now, but that should. It's either one of those. So yeah, 20. Let's say 20, right? Well, it's going up a little bit. 21. 21.
Maybe.
Okay, let's say 21 then.
And by the way, disclaimer: we are kind of suffocating it, because we've got all the plastic still
on there.
So that's not recommended, to be sure. We don't recommend that. We kind of have to do that to preserve it, so that it's it can still be
oh, that's the wrong
returned.
side. Wait, there.
Yeah.
You can see everything still connected.
Yes.
So yes, let's say the 21, right, as a bench score. So let's go to this calculator again. 21 times 24 times 365, and let's make it kilowatt. There you go. Times 40 cents is 73 euros on full load.
Yeah. Versus, what was the other one? 300 and something?
300, yeah, 360
60
or something, yeah. So
Yeah.
it was a lot higher. So yeah, under load it's even
Well,
a bigger gap.
to be expected, but yes.
Yeah.
But that just shows that the power efficiency, I mean, you're pretty much getting the same performance, actually more performance maybe than the older full-size desktop CPU. But it's using, what was the other one using? 90, was up to 96 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
So it's
yeah.
only using a fraction of the power. Which again, it shouldn't come as a surprise if you're familiar with the Intel architectures like Alder Lake and stuff like that. Alder Lake especially was a big jump in efficiency. AMD is obviously the whole market is going more efficient, but yeah, this is just, it shows you just how impressive and efficient it has become, and it is in this device specifically.
Yeah.
And again, this is not just talking about like CPU power usage. This is the whole package. This whole machine that you see here is using about 20 watts under full load, basically. So yeah,
Quite impressive.
it is. Yeah.
So yeah, why would you still use your old PC as a server? Oh well, answer is
Well, again,
you shouldn't.
No, to be fair, that's why I said, and I agree with this. If you're in the stage of, I don't know, I'm still contemplating if I want to do this, and if it's something I would enjoy, then sure,
Yeah.
use an old laptop, use your old PC to test it and to see if it's something that you think is, you're gonna want for the long run.
Yes.
But once you do decide, like, yes, this is nice, I want to keep this around, and I want to kind of maybe build this out even, then it's probably well worth investing in in an efficient PC like the mini PC like the Cubi.
Yep.
Because that
And
will
if you're running
make a big
like 3
difference.
screens in your store and you have video content playing on all of them separately, yeah, it would run it, and as you can see, it would be very efficient.
Yes.
A lot more efficient than a normal PC.
Yeah. And I mean, with power costs in general going up quite rapidly in the past years even.
It's such a subject, huh?
Well, that's the thing, right? So it is something that people tend to overlook actually, because they kind of take it for granted, like, oh, we got LED lights and stuff, so we already saved a lot on power, sure. But especially if you're talking about big offices with, as you mentioned pretty much at the beginning of the live stream, offices with 100 or a couple of hundred of PCs working in tandem, day in, day out. That's also that's going to scale up really, really quickly. The amount of power that you can save.
Yeah. Can you scroll down the chat, by the way, because I think it's
Oh,
not scrolling.
yeah. I didn't even notice that. Sorry.
There you
Yeah.
go. Rip Dutch pricing. Yep.
Oh, Algeria, man, you guys have really cheap power, it seems.
Oh, wow.
1 kilowatt hour is 4 USD cents. 4 cents.
4 cents.
Wow.
Holy moly.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, it really does differ per country, but yeah. In a couple of years, the Cubi itself becomes free. Well, I mean, again, if you're comparing it to running it versus an old gaming rig as a home server or something, it will, you will save in power usage, so it will kind of pay for itself in that respect.
Yeah, I think that's what he means. Yeah.
But there is no RGB. Yeah, I mean, that's, that does take a performance hit. Luckily, we have connected some RGB peripherals, so it kind of makes up for it.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
There you go. RGB keyboard, RGB mouse.
Alan JT is saying my 7600X it just uses double just that at idle. So that's like 40 watts?
40 watts.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, that shows you the difference, right? But then, of course, you get way more performance. But if you don't need that for, again, like one of the many scenarios and purposes that Ralph already mentioned, then this, I think, is a much better suited, product. Or, yeah. PC.
Yeah. Well, this is as close as we could get performance-wise with like a regular gaming PC with the hardware that we had.
Yep.
And it's quite close performance-wise. So it's it's a pretty good representation of when you would use a normal PC compared to something power efficient that you would buy. Because it doesn't sound that appealing at first, right? When you only when you start really thinking about it, buying something power efficient.
Yep.
Only when you start really. And that's why we're also showing you a price, a euro amount or like a currency amount instead of just wattage. Because a lot of people don't really, relate to wattage, or they don't really know what that would do in cost. But yeah, as you can see, it's quite a big difference.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
Mr. Masterdox, we were scrolling back a little bit, but you have a good point indeed. It's basically a laptop without screen and keyboard anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, this is actually the processor that's included is kind of classed as a mobile processor indeed, like an ultra efficient mobile processor indeed.
Yeah, you can relate where you pay the electric bills, lol. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, should we do another giveaway?
Yeah, why not?
And then I think it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah, then we pretty much again, we could do benchmarks all day, but I think we've shown the point,
Yeah.
and hope we made it clear. If you have any questions, by the way, let us know. I mean, we can answer some questions still, obviously.
Oh yeah, in case you wanted to, if you were curious about the newer version of Cinebench, we did do a benchmark for that.
Yeah, wait, let me do the full screen capture for you guys. Ooh, maybe you can zoom in on that result. There we go.
So this is R23, obviously a very different result, but as you can see, the
took a
single
longer
core
time.
is still quite good. So yeah, still that's the score in case you were curious for that.
Yes.
Yeah, so there you go, guys. The newest Cinebench.
There we go. All right, so yeah, last giveaway for this stream now.
Can you switch back to the main cam for that,
Oh
please?
yes. Well, yeah, we can do that. Anyway.
Hi guys.
Yes. Everybody, yeah, you can still participate.
No, you can't.
Just give you a couple of minutes.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
then
there
you
we go.
can.
And let's. You can still participate. You can follow the link on YouTube or Twitch. And yeah, then if you perform a couple of actions, the more actions you perform, as always, the more chance you have to win. If you're a loyal viewer, let's say, then you'll have loyalty bonus points that you can throw in. Which actually have pretty much provided all the winners their points or their prizes today so far. So
oh yeah, oh wow.
it
That's
shows
crazy.
it actually that what action caused was basically
was it the
by the
retweet
system.
or was it the loyalty bonus?
Was it, which action was it? And
Which
so far
triggered
it's
the
all
win.
loyalty bonus. So that's it seems like if you have them, it actually does big things for your chance
Big
to win.
boost.
Yes.
Very nice.
All right, so let's draw our last two winners, and in the meantime, see if there's any questions still there.
MSI Cubi N JSL question mark. What's the
ISP
question?
routers already use 11 watts constantly. Yeah, I mean, again, also everything you connect uses a bit of power indeed. So routers use power. Yeah, that's true. Cubi N JSL?
What is there a question there?
I'm not sure.
That's also one we have, but that's not this one. This is the ADL version, so Alder Lake.
JSL would be Jasper Lake,
Jasper
I
Lake,
guess.
yeah.
Yeah. Which indeed is like one generation older. All right, yeah, let's see. I think, yeah, we have our last two winners. All right, so the last two winners for today are Turexant with an X. I'm not sure. Maybe I should pronounce that differently, but I'm butchering it. So congratulations. And the other one is called Rifki.
Hi, congrats guys.
Congrats everybody. So congrats to all the winners for today's live stream. We're going to send the codes out to you as soon as possible, obviously, and hope you enjoy them. Do something fun with them.
Yes.
And let's go back to the chat. There we go.
Buy
Which
all them
QB is
games.
this? Oh, okay, yeah, this is the Cubi N ADL, which stands for Alder Lake.
Yeah, so Cubi N is basically our efficient platform, basically power efficient platform. So we had SKUs before that were called Cubi N. but they were on different architectures. So this one's the latest, which is Cubi N ADL.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and we also have something for next week, right, Peter?
Yeah, let me quickly get it. There we go. Yes. Next week, and I think I actually mentioned this last week as well, but we're really excited that we've been talking about direct storage for quite a while already because it looked so promising, and it's like one of the next big steps in terms of performance enhancements, you know. Yeah, basically no loading required, just streaming assets and no loading screens, or at least fewer. So yeah, next week we're going to be taking a look at the first game that I know of, full game release, that actually uses the direct storage 1.2 technology,
nice.
Which is Ratchet & Clank A Rift Apart. So yeah, we're really going to be diving into, of course, okay, how does that work? What do we notice? What's the experience like? Because it's something that's completely new, let's say. You can apply, actually I saw a video about that. There was, what was it? RTX IO was applied to one of the Portal games. There was a mod done on one of the Portal games, which looked really impressive. And it applied RTX IO, which is kind of the same principle as direct storage. It's NVIDIA's take on it, let's say. Yes, it did speed up a lot of the things and the loading. The problem is, in that game, you still have actual scenes where, like a loading scene. So you basically, you go into an elevator, and it takes you to the next level or whatever. And that's kind of the loading screen as well, right? So it's built into the game. So that's not really taking optimal use of direct storage and RTX IO yet, because ideally those whole loading screen sequences are no longer needed even. So, and that's what the Ratchet & Clank game really is doing, basically getting rid of load screens altogether. So really interesting, and obviously, yeah,
just
going to take a deep dive into it.
No loading screens ever.
Yeah, well, yeah, again,
fewer.
that's, everybody, you grow up with loading screens, and we had game designers and people on here for interviews as well, and they were actually talking about, like, level design, for example, would take into account that you needed to have like some logic and making sure that you design the loading screen scenario into it, right? That was just part of the whole level. So yeah. It really, the game designers kind of have to change their whole, or at least part of their philosophy and how they do that, the level design, the game design, to use this direct storage. It changes an aspect of the whole game design and level design. So that's also really interesting. Anyway, cool stuff. We are going to rip loading screens. Well, maybe somebody can make a loading screen simulator or something. Put it on Steam and get mad rich out of it. Anyway. If you do that, you do get rich. Send me a check, please. Anyways, but yeah, that will be really interesting. So if you want to, I would say don't miss out on it, but it's really up to you. If you also think that's a really exciting and a fun thing to look into, then of course, please join me next week, and we'll tell you all about it. For now, thanks for joining the live stream,
guys.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed today's stream, and. Yeah, we answered pretty much, I hope, all of the questions that we could. Yeah. And sure. We hope to see you guys next week. Take care.
Take care, guys.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.